How's everybody doing? And thanks for tuning in to this exciting episode at wickedwarnings.com, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting and equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, wave runners, jet skis, tugboats, unicycles, and, of course, the long-awaited, beautiful Black Beauty 2023 Lariat long bed 4-door Super Duty F-250. As you can see here, this truck came to us from our local Ford store with request of a specific package. He saw one of my other videos that had 4 grille lights in it in a dual color, similar to this, and he wanted that. He also wanted 2 lights under the back, under the tailgate. Very simple system, very unobtrusive, and he didn't want to go with anything factory. Spoiler alert, we are going to be releasing the factory auto flashers for those headlights and the roof lights, and many other lights on this truck, and they may even be plug and play. So if you've got a 23 Super Duty, get on our list, subscribe to our newsletter, and make sure that you understand when the new stuff comes out so you get notified. So as far as what you're looking at on the front of this, we're going to put some more detail at the end of this video, but that's 4 3-inch mpower lights by Sound Off Signal in amber white. 2 of them are set on an alternate pattern with color swap, and that pattern you're seeing is called intercycle. So you can mimic that very easily. All 4 are synchronized. Now this truck does have auxiliary switches, but you could easily use these lights without it. This particular grill was a honeycomb grill, so we're going to put the detail in as to the small brackets that we made to fit that grill at the end of the video, as I said. Here's your 45-degree view of those lights in the front. Now, they are recessed behind the grill. We didn't mount actually to the grill, so they are just a little bit behind the grill, but as you can see, they work quite well at 45 degrees. And even here, approaching 90 degrees, we still see some of the driver's side light flashing. So an all-around good location. There's a little closer shot of those lights mounted behind that honeycomb in the grill, kind of centered up in each opening. Not too bad of an install. Fairly easy, completely damage-free, and the grill can be removed while the lights stay in place because they're actually anchored on a bracket on the core support. So the entire front grill can come off without messing with those lights. Now, before we turn these on, I bet you can't even see those mpower 4-inch amber white that we put underneath the tailgate in the back. But we did measure over from the edge 7 inches for our hole for the center, and it is a VHB mount light, so it is just simply one hole that you need to drill, and this is what you end up with. Again, that pattern is called intercycle, and that one light is alternate and color swap. You can always have a variety of patterns. These mpower lights have so many different features. You can also steady white burn the mpower light if you'd like that as well. You can see here we went with an alternating pattern, but if you prefer a simultaneous, you can have that also. These lights wire in very easily. We followed the frame up the passenger side to the auxiliary switches, but as I said, you could easily use these lights without auxiliary switches if you needed to add one of our 3/4 rocker switches and a simple fuse kit from the battery into the cab of the truck to the switch. Very easy to do. Alrighty, so for the wiring on this particular project, we're going to keep it real easy. I'm going to put together a package that's going to work with or without auxiliary switches. Some of the items I'm going to list at the end are optional, and you may delete them if you have an auxiliary switch package truck like we have here. The first wire we're going to put in this kit is going to be 50 feet of 22-5. Now that's our power control wire. It's a lighter gauge wire which will allow you to extend the 4 grill lights as well as the 2 lights underneath the tailgate. That's the 22-5 to extend those 6 surface mount lighting. Now our main wire that's going to go from the rear of the truck forward is going to be a 30-foot piece of 18-5. That's also power control wire. And what you're going to do is take the 22-5 on the rear, extend those 2 lights shortly to either behind the driver's tail or behind the passenger tail, where you'll join up with the 18-5. If you're going to be running a switch in the cabin of the truck and not using factory auxiliary switches, you'll probably want to make that joint on the driver's tail and carry that 18-5 forward along the driver's frame rail and come up into the cabin by the driver's side of the dashboard so you can attach to your switch. I'm going to give you an 18.5 there because it will allow you the flood white wire in case you want to take advantage of that flood feature on those sound off mpowers. It'll also allow you to bring the synchronization wire forward in case you're adding other sound off products on your build, like maybe perhaps our 4x2 bezel kit, which we'll link here, for up on the cab by the third brake light. That way your 18.5 will get your synchronization and your power and your ground and your flood. And the last wire on the 18.5 is a pattern which we won't be using. So that takes care of the rear, bringing it forward. Now, as far as the front, we just extend those 4 grille lights either over to the passenger fender where the auxiliary switch harness is, or inside to the aftermarket switch. Now, the items that are going to be a little optional on this, I suggest a fuse kit no matter what, because we should put the fuse kit on the auxiliary switch, and this package right here is just fine running on a 10 amp fuse. So I always put the extra fuse kit on there for 2 reasons. 1, extra protection, and 2, the factory auxiliary wires are quite short, so the fuse kit helps to extend those. The other part of this package will be 25 feet of 16-2, and that's going to allow you to extend from the battery into the switch. We'll give you a 3/4 rocker switch as well. Those are the 2 items you might not need if you're going to have factory switches. So if you have factory switches, the 3/4 rocker switch, as well as the 16-2 25 feet, you won't use. You'll just simply connect the 18.5 and the 22.5 directly to your auxiliary switches. And if you choose to use the fuse kit, it's a good idea. If you don't have auxiliary switches, you'll use that fuse kit to pull from the battery via the 16.2 into the cab of the truck, where you'll connect to the 3/4 rocker switch, and then you'll run your 22.5 and 18.5 to the back of that 3/4 rocker switch. That way, this package with these 6 lights can be workable on any Super Duty auxiliary switches or not. So that's everything that's going to be in here. Any questions at all, please email in before you order. Please get a hold of us. We're happy to answer any questions. If you reference the vehicle that you have and the vehicle package you're thinking about purchasing, we'll be happy to clarify anything. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. I hope you enjoyed this new build, this 2023 Ford Super Duty, a brand new truck with a brand new look. And if you have one just like this and you're looking for something to do, stay tuned, because we've got more info at the end of this video about how we did those grills. We'll see you on the next video, and stay tuned for more detail. All right, here's a little bit of detail about those lights behind the grill as I was putting them in here. And that's just some aluminum we cut to fit. You can see here we've got a slight bend on that aluminum. Not a whole lot, just a little bit of a dog leg right there on it. We were able to mount the mpower. You can mount anything you want there. Really doesn't make a difference. That piece of aluminum is about 6.5 inches. Right over on this side, you can see the same thing. We used pre-drilled and used some stainless steel screws, painted it all up nice and black, hit our wiring, so it's going to poke right out there through the grill and look great. Let me put the grill back, and there we go. You can see there, they're pretty much centered in the opening there in the grill. That's what I was going for. And the grill can be removed without the lights being removed. The lights stay permanent on the truck. I'll attach a video with them flashing as soon as I'm all done wiring. I know I couldn't wait either, so I temp wired it to the battery for y'all. There's your end result. Patterns, inner cycle, alternate color, and phase on 2 of the lights.